Senator Scott. And Senator Rosen, when she gets settled, will have the floor.
Thank you, sir. Senator.
Good morning, General. Good to see you again. Thank you, Chairman Reed, for holding this hearing, and it's so nice to have a great conversation with you last week. I'm glad to see you here this morning. So I guess we'll just get right into it. You know, I worry about cyber, so Russian cyber threats. And, you know, we were talking about that just last week, the importance of maintaining our collective vigilance in the face of Russian cyber threats. So earlier this month, Cybercom Commander General Nakasone, he did say a cyber mission force hunt forward team traveled to Ukraine in December to help them build resilience against cyber attacks, but still, unfortunately, Russia's launched destructive cyber attacks against Ukraine. So if confirmed, how will you work with Cybercom to enhance the cybersecurity capacity of Ukraine, our other European partners, including through the Hunt Forward operations?
Thank you, Senator. If I'm confirmed, I will continue to work with General Nakasone and all of his components. Of course, the 16th U.S. Air Force under Tim Hawk currently runs cyber operations for U.S. EUCOM, do a great job. I think General Nakasone's command has set up some great models throughout Europe in terms of defending forward, hunting forward, and doing it in collaboration with our partners or our allies. And I would very much look forward to pursuing all of those with him. It's going to be of critical importance as we go forward, Senator.
Well, that's great. You led me into my next question, because what do you assess NATO's overall cyberspace capabilities and our alliances, our just readiness together to respond to any attacks?
I think the alliance has collectively begun. We have established a cyber center in Estonia, for example, and are working towards cyber strategies. But clearly, just like for all of our countries individually, there's much work to be done for the entire alliance collectively on this. If I'm confirmed, it will be one of the things I turn my attention to first.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And I'm going to move down a little bit to the Black Sea, because Russia is maintaining a blockade of the Ukrainian coast. It now controls a number of strategic ports and the Black Sea, and Ukraine actually exports 70% of its cargo through there. So last month, Russia said it's in the second phase of its invasion. It's going to include targeting those Ukrainian southern regions, potentially neighboring Moldova. So what, if confirmed, what actions would you take to mitigate those threats on the Black Sea, and what more can NATO be doing? What can you be doing together to, again, we have the coast, equip us there?
Senator, first I would point out that there are 3 NATO nations that border the Black Sea, that have shores on the Black Sea, and each has a navy. I would also agree that the problem of exporting or not exporting grain from Ukraine right now is an important problem, not just for Ukraine, but for the world, and because of that, for us as well. What I would do, if confirmed as SACEUR or as Commander U.S. EUCOM, is provide the military options required by our civilian leaders. Clearly, the way we approach that would have to be a whole-of-government approach, which may or may not include a military component.
And so, building on that, I know in this setting, can you speak on anything more specifically about how we should be preparing in the Black Sea for this potential incursion, if you will?
Ma'am, I think the first thing that we've been doing is probably the most important, and it's not in the Black Sea. It's establishing alternative ways to get the grain out. So Deutsche Bahn, the German national train company, has been conducting massive lifts of grain out of Ukraine right now, coming out through Poland, then up to the northern Germany ports for export. Romania has opened the Port of Constanta for outflow, which goes through the Black Sea, but not through a blockaded portion of the Black Sea. So I think it's going to be a combination of modes of transportation that we're going to have to use, and I look forward to contributing to it.
And I know I only have 20 seconds left, but I just want to ask a little bit about if Sweden and Finland join NATO.
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of security guarantees do you think we should provide for NATO for Sweden and Finland if they do join NATO and Article 5 protections kick in?
Ma'am, obviously the security guarantees and the nature of the security guarantees that we or anybody would provide would be a policy matter. I can state that as a military matter, we're in a position to back up any guarantees across the European landmass.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, Senator Rosen. General, thank you for your testimony today, your service to the nation, which is a proud family tradition. And I think you've demonstrated quite clearly